All right, Susie. You brought in a playmate.
I did. Ken Schiller's here. Hey, Ken.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Sure.
Glad to be here.
And Ken owns and runs Rudy's and
Rudy's Barbecue.
So sorry.
The worst barbecue in Texas.
That's right. And Mighty Fine Hamburgers, which I can't wait to talk about.
Right, we sure do. Myself and my partner have a company called K&N Management, and we have the area development rights for Rudy's. And then we created Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, Shakes in December of last year.
Which is amazing.
And so when you go into Mighty Fine, you think, I've seen this place before, and you're trying to figure out what it is. It's very much like a Rudy's.
Like a Rudy's.
Well,
it is
a little bit as far as the seating.
Kind of the look of it, yeah.
The clean hands machine is what he's really talking about.
Actually, and my husband Will knows Ken, and he said that y'all run out of those stickers all the time because they're like hot items.
We do. We actually go through over 300,000 of those stickers a year.
Yeah.
Seriously?
And I've seen people of all ages putting them on. I saw a lady that was probably in her 70s that had them all over her body.
That's hilarious.
Encouraging good hygiene.
Yes,
I love it.
I love it too.
So we were at the Mercy Me concert last night, and on my way home, because it was at Shoreline, I was like, I need to have a Mighty Fine burger.
Make it a Mighty Fine day.
I did, a Mighty Fine night. So I had a burger and your shake because the strawberry shakes are just amazing. And I've had a lot in my time, but those are my favorite. So I took the burger, cut it in half, and then had the rest for breakfast. So it's a Mighty Fine day for me.
Well, good. I'm going to have to try that. I can't say that I've had one for breakfast yet.
Very good.
I usually go with the breakfast tacos at Rudy's, but I'm going to have to try a burger.
Try half
Now,
of the
here's
burger.
the cool thing. We need to find out why the guys at Rudy's decided they wanted to do a hamburger place.
I know.
And we will delve into that in a little bit here. But
What
first,
about now?
What about? Hey, how about? Yeah, did you bring
Shadows fill an empty heart.
the river? It's a mighty fine day, isn't it?
It
I
is.
think it's going to be a mighty fine week.
I believe so. Now, here's the fun thing. We're talking with Ken this morning, owner of one of the owners. I guess
Of
there's
Mighty
more.
Fine.
Right, one of the two.
But
That's right.
You're the main guy, right?
Well, I'm the guy that's
You're the guy
lucky
that
enough
woke up
to
early.
come talk to y'all.
He's the guy on the radio, so there you go.
So all this week, though, he's been generous enough to give us several gift packs to go out to Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes and make it a mighty fine day.
Make it a mighty fine
So all
day.
through the week, you're going to have a great chance to win some of these. But we kind of want to give you the story behind Mighty Fine here.
Yeah, the man behind the meat. That's what I want to know. What's going on with you, Ken? Okay, listen, I know that, we talked a little bit. You used to be an insurance person.
That's exactly right.
And you have your pilot's license.
Before that, I was actually planning to be an airline pilot. And when I got out of college in the early 80s, we had a gas crisis going on, gas lines, for you old enough to remember that.
I think I'm the only other one in the room.
There were pilots laid off all over the place, so I had to find something to do to make a living, and that's really the only reason anybody gets into insurance is by default.
So it didn't last too long before then. But what's the jump from insurance to meat to hamburgers?
Well, how that happened, I did commercial insurance for companies, property casualty, and I ended up with a number of clients in the restaurant business. And I got interested in the industry from working with these people and learning about their successes and what it was about, and decided I was going to make the jump.
You jumped right into Austin and started that. Okay, so let's talk about the hamburger.
Yeah, where did Mighty Fine come? Where did the idea behind that come from?
Where it came from is, number one, I love burgers. I'm a hamburger enthusiast, and whenever I do travel, I make a point of asking where can I get the best hamburger in the area, and if there's any way possible, I go and try it.
Yeah, ask the locals, huh?
Right. And what I noticed when I was in Fort Worth, everyone I would ask, where's the best burger, almost without exception, would say Kincaid's. And after having it, I understood why. It was my favorite burger.
Wonderful.
But I noticed in Austin, if you ask that question to 10 people, you're likely to get 10 different answers.
True,
Yeah.
very true.
And that made us realize there's an opportunity here.
hamburger hole we talked about.
Right. Exactly.
You're there to fill it.
Hamburger hole.
Absolutely.
In my heart.
I love it. And you know what else is interesting when you go to Mighty Fine is the environment is really fun. Mm-hmm. And it kind of makes you in a good mood, actually. I mean, you're in there and everybody's smiling and playing and happy,
you know what
and you
I
get good food. And
is you don't sit as individuals everywhere.
Right.
Y'all sit in one big long table.
Y'all do.
Exactly.
That's
It's like
right.
going on a picnic at a church
It
social.
is.
It encourages conversation and
it
community.
does. It encourages friendliness.
Sure is. You not only get to eat the best burger you've ever had, but you'll probably make some new friends.
There you go.
That's the whole point there. That's good stuff.
What about other locations? Because you guys are amazing. I just would think that expansion just needs to happen.
Our next location will be in Sunset Valley, which should open.
Good. That's closer to me.
Sure, definitely closer to you. And we're just beginning construction and should have that ready to open early spring.
Oh, nice.
And from there, we'll probably head into the Round Rock area.
Lots of people eat
something to
hamburgers
look
up there.
forward to. Now you have probably. I mean, it's burgers, fries, and shakes. We've talked about the burgers. We need to get into the fries in a moment. 8:17 now at 102.3 The River.
Fun.com.
Okay, we're here with Ken Schiller, owner of Mighty Fine.
It's going to be a mighty fine week.
It's
here
going to be
on
a
the
Mighty
River.
Fine week. We're giving away all kinds of gift certificates. I'm so excited to Mighty Fine, so you get to taste them. But let's talk about those French fries, Ken, because Sarah, my daughter, and I split one because it was so humongous and tasty and delicious. But
It's a crinkle cut, fresh crinkle cut. Tell me what a crinkle cut is.
Well, you probably remember growing up as a child, and especially in the traditional small town restaurants, they are known for serving crinkle cut French fries, and many people prefer those as their favorite fry. But there's also a lot of people that love a fresh cut French fry. And when we created Mighty Fine, as you know, we have a limited menu. Our philosophy is do a few things perfectly instead of a number of things average.
good life philosophy.
So when it came to the French fry, we said, well, how could we bring the best of both worlds together? And we started checking around, and we're really told there's nobody that has a fresh cut, crinkle cut fry, nor do we know any way to do it. So not being one to back down from a challenge, that really fired us up and said, well, Neil, nobody's done it until we do it. And we started looking and found a company in Chicago that had created a new machine really for a manufacturing environment, like somebody that was going to cut thousands of pounds of potatoes a day for chips, that kind of thing, and asked them, can you do this? And I said, well, we can for a price, but it will not be cheap. And we said, well, we're going to fly up there. And
Did you fly yourself since you've got that license?
Well, I might not be here if I would have done that. Flying's
glad you're here.
one of those things you have to do very regularly or it's not safe.
You have to stay in practice, yeah.
But we flew up on the airlines and I tested the fresh cut crinkle fry in their factory and said, we're in, we're doing it. We'll spend the $38,000 for the machine.
For a fry machine.
I know, but it's not passed on to the customer, let me know.
That's true.
It's not.
No.
Those are reasonable price fries.
But we do pass on you getting to watch us make them.
Mm-hmm.
We have a large glass window with that machine on display. We thought for $38,000, we got to show that off.
Now, since then, though, since you guys did that, other people are buying that same machine, aren't they?
Not for our application that we know of. I mean, they're used for manufacturers that make potato chips. I don't think anybody else is crazy enough to put one in a restaurant.
What I love about that, though, is the fact that you have that glass window just makes everything seem so more inviting because you're like, you can see what we're actually doing and making back there.
Yeah.
Right,
I appreciate that.
we use all natural beef that we grind on site every day. Our commercial grinders on display in that window also. You'll see the guys hand forming each individual patty, and on a good day they'll do about 1,500 of those.
Wow!
So they stay busy and get really good at it.
And you can see the shakes actually being made as well.
Roxanne
Yeah,
loves the
there's-
shakes, in case you didn't know. She wanted you to bring her a shake. Okay, but let's talk about the environment a little bit because I actually did a little search on you. And something came up just because it feels different when you go into that restaurant than some. And y'all have some kind of genius named Allison Young who went to Seattle and Pike Place Market, the fish market, and brought back an idea about the way to have a business and the way to run a business.
That's exactly right. She was actually on vacation and saw this idea at the fish market and said, well, I've got to bring this back and tell Ken and Brian about it. She did, and it was obvious to us that this is something we have to do.
Right.
And it's become part of our culture, and it's really an example, too, of how our success is attributable to our people. We have some really great people that have brought us a lot of really good ideas, and that's one example.
But the great thing is really, and I'm just going to tell you guys what these 4 things are, because
Please
they're
do.
actually something I'd like to apply to my marriage and my
To
life.
life, yeah.
But their whole deal is it's not too complex. Choose your attitude, play, be there, make their day. If everybody went around doing that, wow.
Would probably change the world. And
It really would.
The thing you have to remember, none of the others work, none of the other 3 building blocks unless you choose your attitude.
Right.
It all has to start there.
That's very Jesus-y, I think.
And you know what's interesting? It really does put you in a good mood when you're there. I mean, everyone is just so nice and warm and welcoming. And it's just, even if you walk in there just not feeling good about stuff, by the time you're out, you're just smiling and you've had a good meal.
Especially if you've had a shake.
Especially if you had a shake.
Now, we're
And-
talking about Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. You're up at North Mopac and Breaker in that, what's the name of the shopping center?
Arbor Walk.
Yeah.
Right. There's a Home Depot right on the corner, and we're it's a new busy center.
And
Next
it's
to
a
the Domain.
great place to go. Every time you go, you'll drive up and you'll think, oh, man, there's a line.
You know what?
But you know
Special-
how fast that line
Yeah,
goes?
and you know what special things happen there? I was at a wedding Friday night. Now I've got to tell the story because it's too great. The dad gets up at the reception and he says that his son-in-law, who was his future son-in-law, but when he asked for her hand in marriage at Mighty Fine.
It was at Mighty Fine?
At Mighty Fine. Cute because he picked a really cheerful, positive. How could a dad say no at Mighty Fine? But he went there and asked for her hand at Mighty Fine. I bet stuff like that happens all the time.
It probably does. That's a great story that I was not aware of, and I'm sure there's many others. And I look forward to them coming back and celebrating their 10th and 25th anniversary there.
That's
Great.
fun.
That's exactly right.
So
Mighty
fun.
Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Ken, thank you for coming in and telling us more
Yay,
about it.
Ken.
Hey, I appreciate you having us. It was great being here, and it will definitely be a mighty fine day for me now.
There you go.
I got if you haven't been, you need to go. You need to go try.
fine.
You do.
Ken's a
Mighty
good
Fine.
guy.
And when you go, guys, go into the restroom. That's all I'm going to say.
I've never been in there
Well, there's a reason for that.
because it's a guy's restroom.
It's a
So-
guy's restroom, but
Yeah,
when you go
yeah.
in there, you got to go. You just have to go into the restroom. And
There you go. All righty.
And I have
Ken, do
say
you want to
thanks
reveal
Jordan, too.
the reason?
Words cannot do it justice. I'll leave it at that.
Can we take a picture? I'm curious. Have you been in the men's
No, I've
restroom
not
at
been in
Mighty
the men's
Fine?
Well, it's kind of a men's secret. You know, you girls have all the secrets you want.
We
Is
do
there
have a
anything
lot of
special
secrets.
in the women's restroom there? I haven't been in that one either.
I'll tell you about that later.
But all week long, now you're going to
Okey-dokey.
have an opportunity to go on our
I know, It's a
website.
good week.
TheRiver1023.com. Go to the Family Friendly Mornings page. You can sign up to win Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes for you
I
and
love it.
your family and everything. So
Austin
go by
guy.
and
Thanks,
get signed
Ken.
up. Ken,
Thanks.
thank you. Thanks for coming
welcome.
by. 8:30 now.
In our pink
There you
sweatband.
go.
Do you have to look good in a headband in order
Questions,
to?
questions,
I'm just asking
questions.
questions. That's all I want to
No,
know.
you could actually wrap it around your wrist if you wanted to. You don't have. I don't look good in a headband. It's not about looking good. It's about.
It kind of is, though. It makes you feel better when you look cute when
Don't
you're
you
running.
think?
I think.
Well, the bright pink is going to look mighty fine.
It
We
is.
should probably get mighty fine in everything we do
You
this
know, I
week.
think we should because it's a Mighty Fine week.
I don't know. You know what? All I know is their philosophy makes a great life philosophy.
Doesn't
I'm
it?
throwing it up on the blog so
That's
people can
our
know
River
what to
Runners
do.
Oh, that's a
philosophy.
great
No, I
idea.
am. I'm
Yeah.
throwing it up there so people can know.
That's good.
Play, be there, make their day, and choose your attitude.
That's a great idea.
That's
It
the
is.
attitude of the
It's a
team.
life philosophy. I think it would work well.
Okay.
I'm trying it on Will, my husband, today, and my kids.
Be
trying it on
warned,
every
kids
person
and
I meet.
husbands,
Everybody
you're
you meet.
listening.
Watch out. I'm
Susie's
going to play,
coming.
be there, and make your day.
8:56 now at the river.
From True